if the White Sox lose the division, I'll be the biggest mouth in this town.
So many fake tough guys. I'm tough. Let me be a tough guy, knock out a couple guys in spring training. I got married. The world is upside down. The #1 bachelor in Chicago got married.
You know why the White Sox fans love me? Because I give my heart.
Oh, wow. That just got emotional.
Wow.
This could be the best episode of Being Guillen ever.
Welcome back to Being Guillen, and it could be a sad one or a happy one for you, depending on which side of town you might sit at. If you're a Chicago fan, we got the legend, Mr. Ozzie Guillén, and the little legend, One Guillén. Guys, the reaction to, again, probably one of the funnest I've seen Guaranteed Rate in a long time, but the outcome one that, you know, obviously you work the games, a very sad one if you're a White Sox fan. Maybe, I don't know, I want to see your takes on it.
Wow, it's just disappointing, first of all, very disappointing. Little bit embarrassed. Embarrassed because the way this ball club logo was like in Boston, what is it?
Winner, World Series or bust.
Yeah.
World Series or bust.
I love that because I say I want my ball club think about
The World Series.
to the top. I don't want people like, oh, well. And I think the thing you kill the White Sox is play against independent league teams. That killed the White Sox.
So that would be the American. That would mean the American League Central.
With all my respect, when you take a couple players out of each team,
Yeah, they're
especially the Cleveland Indians, the pitching staff, everybody was hurt. I don't think that's a rebuilding ball club, the rebuilding organization. The White Sox was taking like a nap with those guys. All of a sudden, when they're going to face the good ones, they don't know what to do.
You know what? It was in the city of Chicago's been saying it. I am glad that they, like I said on the last week's show, that at least they got couple home games. The fans were really excited. But piggyback off what Ozzie said, it is a very disappointing season. I mean, they play all year long. It seemed like they were cruising, injuries, but they were healthy in the playoffs. Yes. They had their whole team. But they weren't playing the Kansas City Royals, Minnesota Twins. They didn't have home field advantage, which a lot of fans weren't happy about. They fell short. And I don't know why it feels like it's been 2 years in a row now. Last year it was Oakland, this year is Houston. They can't get past the division series. They can't force a Game 5. It was very, very disappointing. And really, realistically, if you saw the score of the games, they weren't very close.
So that's,
they won one game. The games weren't close.
In your opinions, what do the Sox need to do this offseason to move the needle forward to get closer to a championship?
Well, in my personal opinion, I feel like they're a lot further away than I would have originally thought. Mm-hmm. They need to address their situation in right field. That is a problem. The fact that you gave Adam Eaton $8 million and they didn't sign Michael Brantley, a guy that, you know, somebody like that. I don't know what they're going to do as far as second base goes. I know they brought Caesar, but do they pick up his option? There's the fact that they're gonna pick up Kimbrel's option and then probably trade him, which is what they've been discussing. A lot of problems. Are they going to put Kopech in the rotation? A guy that's only pitched 80 innings in the big leagues. A lot of question marks. Rodon probably walks away in free agency. Lance Lynn probably won't bounce back and have another great year. A lot of stuff up in the air.
To me, be honest to themselves. Don't live in the marketing department. Don't live in a we are family. Don't live in like, wow, look at this thing. Wow, 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 wow. Don't. We gotta sit down and talk about realistic. Sit down and nobody feelings getting hurt. I think we was close. Yes, I thought we got Kopech, we got Crochet, we got guys in the bullpen, they're good. Or there's somebody in the meanwhile, it's like, really? We're not that close. Okay, sit down, what we need. They need a right field. I think right field sheets, it should be do the job out there. I believe that he had the opportunity, save some money, bring somebody making $100 million with no reason. Leave Eloy alone and say, Eloy, this is a baseball game. This is not like Winter League.
Hi, Mom.
No, okay, hi, man. I love Eloy. I know Eloy and he know that. But in the meanwhile, we had to be, I want Tony La Russa to be a little tougher, a little harder with the players. I see stuff coming out back and forth. Every time they by 10 runs, they're like, oh, swagger. Then all this. Something I don't like, the last out of the game, I hated when they hit Jose Abreu and nobody went out to protect Jose Abreu. Only Tony La Russa. You can see it in the video. Tony was out by himself, and all the players, those family guys, familia, nobody moved at the dugout.
No, you don't need to.
White Sox,
and you don't want
Kenny, Jerry, Rick, Tony. Listen, because as you said, don't put attention to it. Just sit down, open your eyes, and be honest to yourself exactly who and what you have and what you have to do in the ball club. Because everything was very close. It's like you're going to get married and you propose everything. Oh, the party's in 2 months. Here it is. Or the son, a week later, your wife, I'm not ready to get married. I got to go. Now you got to start over again.
So people are confused about the drilling.
Not with their hearts.
My whole take on that, after I asked you guys, I want to hear your opinions before I say what I want to say, is I want guys to look themselves in the mirror as players and the front office and stop this speculation of Dylan has to win 25 games in order for him to be good. Moncada has to hit 40 home runs. Let these guys just be average. No one has to have ridiculous, crazy seasons. And if you're not a tough team, sometimes you have to pretend to be a lion, to be a sheep for real. You don't have to drill somebody to get in a fight. Nope, just get in the top steps. The White Sox are very good verbally. I feel like they talk more on the papers because they were exposed. Giolito talks about Donaldson. The next day, Donaldson's in the newspaper saying, oh, I went up to him in the bus and this is what really happened. And then you get, so little stories like that, your character now becomes more of like, are these guys for real? And they're so young that they're getting tested.
And then Tapera said the comments.
Well, then Tapera, no, I'm saying there's like little stories that we can make a little storyline.
Let's just say this. If you think that you're going to win, if game 1 of the playoffs, Adam Engel's your starting right fielder, you're not going to win the series.
Well, hopefully they mature and they learn. But those little things are worrying about the character.
I like to. Tony La Russa being Tony La Russa. Now it's not the ball club.
Yeah, but you think you're going to get Tony from 1985.
No, it's not. No, it's as easy. You don't have to fight with players.
No, not fight, but people feel like he was a little bit soft with the guys.
I think so. And the way they talk about him, the song, I was watching the game every day, man. I watched every interview to the players, with the players and the players.
There's no reason why guys that are 25 or 26 years old need to be taking so many days off.
First of all, day off.
Jan Moncada, days off. The other guy, days off. Jose Abreu is playing 150. He's the one that needs a day off.
This year, they have less day off in the past. Do you know what, Jose? Look at me. I'm your friend. Take day off,
well,
buddy.
He's older. You
heard in the organization.
By the way,
you heard in the team.
The guys that take the days off are not supposed to. It's like backward. I'm going to say this to end this segment. People are going to laugh. If people are a real White Sox fan, they know this name. They need to sign Hermie back. That's how many.
Yes.
They need to sign Hermie.
Love Herm.
Because I'm telling you.
I'm being serious because, again, there's little things. I think talent's there. It's little miniature things that you can learn. Take it here. I just said it right now. Off-season move, sign Hermie back.
White Sox a lot of work to do. A lot. They got to sit down, be honest with themselves.
I remember your playoff run in 05 because I was in the dugout, and I thought the coolest thing was, don't be happy to be here.
No.
We're in the playoffs. This is great. He goes, let's win. We're here. We got to win. Don't be happy. And I feel like that's what the Sox was. And all their Instagram posts is like, we'll get him next year.
Well, that's the part where I think that their immaturity and maybe lack of experience doesn't make them realize.
Did you like that Jose Abreu said it was a good season? I didn't at all.
I didn't at all. Well, I didn't because you got rid of Rick Renteria because you were supposed to go deep in the playoffs. You win a division that no one had competition in. The other part is this. 05, 04 White Sox, and I'm going to give you a comparison. When a team has talent. 04 White Sox, very talented. Gets destroyed, people get mad, better team the next year. That team, they thought they was going to compete 07, 08, 09, like we were going to go to playoffs every year. Other teams get better. Look around. A lot of free agents out there. A lot of those American League Central signed a couple guys. The White Sox might not win the division that easy. But again, we're going to keep getting input. Obviously, we can talk for hours about the White Sox. But here on Being Guillén, we want to know what you thought about the playoff series and how it went.
The best thing, they signed Tony back. Good job.
Coming up on Being Guillén.
We walk in, I start yelling to Michael and Joy, like, wow, you know that means that much? I'm like, not really, but I just, who cares? I'm Ozzie Guillén.
This is all we needed.
Oh, let's go! We're taking the W and bringing it home. Trust me!
Let's go meet the family. Ooh.
Tenemos un invitado fuera de este mundo.
De los Tampa Bay Rays, mi compadre Randy Arozarena. Un aplauso para
El día de hoy lo ha hecho como jugador, lo ha super hecho como manager.
Ese Carlos Gómez es muy bueno para los trompos. Y ándale, ándale. No más pregunta la McKay.
¡Pero la sacó la tequila!
I'm Julie Alexandria. And I'm Jennifer Mercedes.
Between the two of us, we have over 2 decades of experience working in professional sports.
We're telling the stories of women who are at the top of their game in sports and business.
Whoever you are and however you come to the party, that is not only okay, but it's needed in the space. So if you want to come in here and I want to wear my hoop earrings and my red lipstick, guess what? I can still talk ball.
Welcome
to the locker room.
So tonight is opening night for the Chicago Bulls. New team, new season. Obviously, in my opinion, in my lifetime, the greatest franchise in Chicago sports. 6 championship rings. I don't care what you think, but we grew up going to NBA games. I had never been to a playoff game until the White Sox went in '93. But Bulls playoffs for us was like, hey, we're going
a day on the street.
It was like, who's we got in the first round? You get the limo, we go there. It was just like something so completely normal. Because I think one of the coolest things, which at the time I didn't think it was like a abnormal thing, was the fact that I thought all owners owned the Bulls.
2 franchises?
2 franchises. Because you get in the elevator, you see like Michael, you see Scotty, and it was like, yeah, these are our guys. So I grew up a diehard Bulls fan, but NBA has always been around. And you guys, people don't know this, and I want you guys to know about this, about the legend and the little legend. Actually, very, very good basketball players.
Oh, wow. So I come to this country.
Well, yeah, the big guy.
I come to this country.
Oh, but you represented Venezuela
I was a guard in Venezuelan team.
Yeah.
But in the meanwhile, when I look up to this country, like, oh my God. You know, like, those guys just fat. No, those guys are big. And, I love basketball. I grew up playing basketball. By the way, I grew up playing basketball and volleyball with the national team back home. And people, they don't know me about baseball players. Nobody. You can ask 80 about it, like, you play baseball? You got to be in the national team? Baseball? Since when you play baseball? And it's something I was in Los Teques playing in another town. Baseball, and nobody wasn't put attention to it. All of a sudden, thank God, I picked it right.
I think you picked the right sport.
You know what? Growing up in Chicago in the 90s is probably, if you put any era of any fan, that's the run that we got to see. You don't really get to see a lot of championship runs for that long. We literally got to see Michael's first 3, then his last 3, and then he takes a hiatus in between to play baseball with the franchise that you're with. So it was a very, very cool time to go. And I remember to be in Chicago. And you remember being in the last Jordan game at the United Center?
So
we were there.
So I'm going to give you guys
in the finals when he was at the Bulls.
When I got to the Bulls, I left in the 3rd quarter
because it was
boring.
Yeah, they were dominating.
Oh, they're all by 30. You know what? Talk about Rose. I think I was managing when he threw first pitch ceremony, first time when he got drafted, and people get up and just love him.
Chicago guy.
He was next to CJ. BJ Armstrong. BJ?
Yeah, his agent, yeah.
His agent said, BJ said, I go, kid, don't believe that. I go, what? Don't believe that. And BJ started laughing and said, they love you because you don't have the uniform on me yet. And boom, MVP, love him. Start getting hurt, hate him.
Yep.
I mean, that's the way Chicago is, man.
Chicago's a very tough town.
Now I know who's, Mr. Michael Jordan. We went, Joy Cora went to meet him. And
so this is like 91.
I take it to the old stadium.
Old arena.
And we walk in, I start yelling to Michael and Joy, like, wow, you know that meant that much? I was like, not really, but I just, who cares? I'm Ozzie Guillén. All of a sudden, he's in the training room, lifted up, talking with the trainer, walking in. Come in, Ozzie. Hey, this is Joy Cora. He got to shoot out by himself. Then, you want to talk to me? Come out to the car. We just in the middle of the court. And I said, man, this thing look big. And he started shooting over my head, talking with me, shooting my hands. He go, hey, you do me a favor, put your hands up. And hands up, talking to us. And he kicked through and I go, can you do me another favor? I said, can you put Joy Cora in the top of you and go like this?
Because I need something realistic.
This guy's probably, you should just grab the broomstick like the old school high school coaches. And there's another story, though, that I want to talk about.
Good practice
Bulls
numbers.
and White Sox. So there's a story that obviously there's no video about, that you and Robin Ventura did the shootout.
Oh my God, yes.
Is it true?
Is this true that you and Robin?
I was so drunk.
They picked 2 guys to do the shootout.
Three guys.
Jack McDowell, Robin, and myself. But they were obviously wasted.
And you guys didn't think that it was going to be that big of a deal. And you guys have enjoyed a bunch of cocktails. And
No.
And you were missing. And you were missing.
No. I know I'm missing.
So you know how they bring people down to the court and they say, hey, today it's gonna be this guy. So they brought 3 former players on, but it was Ozzie, Robin, and Jack McDowell. They were playing on the Sox.
I can remember
but they
that.
were drinking before.
No, drunking.
Yeah,
No, drinking.
Imagine these guys doing layups and shooting I bet it was hilarious.
So by the way, I shoot one ball and
the rim was
I went like
moving.
this, and I see that. Oh my God, this thing is high and deep, and like I shoot, and the ball is like get in my hands. He bumped. He hit like 3 times. Get off the court. People like boo.
Well,
my
so
God.
no, my dream as a kid, like the dream that I had. People
Half court
think
shot?
No, my dream was in the NBA. Like if you ask a 6-year-old Ozzie Jr., what are you gonna do when you
This
grow up?
guy also, this
what I'm
guy's a
saying.
huge basketball fan. In '96, when Shaquille O'Neal came to the league, I'll never forget it. Michael comes into the training room. We're there.
That was embarrassing.
And he had a jacket on, and he had his. We're all wearing Bull stuff. Ozzie had a 32 Shaquille O'Neal. He goes, "What's this about?"
And what I said, when you gonna come back?
He goes, "When are you gonna come back?"
I was the original.
Michael was there in '95. Shaq was in the league, and Ozzie was wearing Shaquille O'Neal jerseys. What is
By the
going
way,
on? And he goes, "You got to come
By
back."
the way, I'm very sensitive. Even as a young kid, I'm like the first Judas of like jumping teams.
Traitor.
Guys leave. I'm saying though, when Tibbs got fired, I'll be
No more
honest.
Bulls fan.
I was like, I was like, and I was working covering the Bulls, but I love basketball and I love the game. And one of the greatest things people remember this: the first place that the White Sox went after winning the World Series, like they got introduced, like official, other than like Oprah and stuff, was to the Bulls game, and that standing ovation. That one, and then the second one was right after he left, he came back. and they said Ozzie Guillén, and people were like, boo, and he went like this with a ring. People were like, oh.
No, it's funny because the Cubs wasn't winning yet.
No.
And then I walked to the arena, no one, part of anything. Then all of a sudden, somewhere and somehow they find me in the
they were just watching the game.
All the song, I watched it again, and all the song, they show me in the big thing, and people boo me like I do something wrong in this town. They boo me. I was so upset. I had the 2 rings. I had the Chicago ring and the Marlins ring. I went like this in the air. And they don't know what to boo me or to like, I almost got an escort out of the stadium. I think I told you I never go back to the stadium.
So it's funny, people don't know. So obviously our connection to Chicago is crazy because obviously in Latin America, the biggest player of all time is
basketball.
Is Michael Jordan. So in our town, there's kids named Michael, the brother's named Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Like this is literally true. Chicago's connected to us in that way, but we've been very lucky. Again, Jerry owns both teams. We had a good time again this year, though. Good luck.
It's funny.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
It's funny.
Oh wait, hold on. They're gonna make the playoffs.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
It's more Bulls fans in Venezuela than New York Yankees.
Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan.
I like it. It's exciting.
Zach LaVine. They're gonna make the playoffs in the East.
Make the playoff. We can watch a game from there.
Yeah, indeed. Up next on Being Guillen.
Don't worry about it. Be ready to blow another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
We need you. We're not going to win without you.
And he closed out the series.
He
closed out the series.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm hungry.
That's the Dominican Fat Joe.
You know, a good man, when he does something for somebody that can't do nothing for him.
Gloria Estefan.
No, it's possible.
¿Por qué será que a las muchachas les encanta tanto? Uno le gusta largo, uno le gusta corto. Rápido, porque ya nos vamos.
¿Por qué será? ¿Por qué será? ¿Será que...
This week in the book of Ozzie in October Life, we got October 19th, 1999, when Ozzie Guillén was a Brave. Many people don't know this. The biggest game of his career, biggest hit of his career came in Game 6 of the NLDS versus Bobby Valentine.
yes.
CS versus Bobby Valentine.
And a great New York Mets. You know what? I remember this is one of my great memories as a young.
That's one of the best playoffs I ever seen in my life.
It was obviously going on. It had John Rocker. It had New York. It had 2 teams that have literally hated each other.
So the Braves are down 10-9.
Right. And then he comes up, and I remember him I think he missed the first fastball, and Benitez keeps feeding him fastballs, and he hits a ball in the outside corner. He hooks it into right field. It's literally his biggest hit of his career.
I think biggest hit of your career.
Oh, hands down. I mean, you're down in the NLCS. You were down 1 run. Basically, they get you out. Game's over.
Okay, it was the biggest hit. Wow, biggest hit for Atlanta Braves too. Why didn't they bring me back to say hi, Ozzie? How you doing?
They released him the next year.
Thank you so much. They're like, all right.
October 22nd, 2005, Game 1 of the World Series, Chicago White Sox. And Ozzie, October stories. We're finally in the World Series. Game 1. What are your emotions when you get there? Game 1, obviously a lot of media, but are you like, I'm in the big show?
No, not really. I was thinking about, man, we got to win this thing. We get here, we got to win this thing. I talked to my players that way. I said, don't be satisfied just to be American League champ. Because when you finish second, you're the first loser.
Game 1, I always want to see how the teams are doing, like meaning the same demeanor, and your routine has stayed the same. Your speech wasn't like, let's go get him. It was more like, this is why we're here. Let's get the work done. And then the dugout, the guys did the exact thing they were going to do. Jermaine did their dunking on someone.
Always.
Let's get the things going. Willie Harris was talking smack to Roger Clemens, even though he wasn't playing. I'm sure Roger looked over and said, who's this guy talking to me? Everyone did their thing. And again, obviously, you know the outcome. A win for the White Sox Game 1. And I was excited. I said, man, you know what I said?
That was a game I called Bobby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Bobby Jenks
the
game.
famous Bobby Jenks.
You know what? That picture, and you had no intentions of doing it. The reason that he did that was there was 2 guys warming up. Both righties, and you said, I want the bigger guy.
It's funny because I remember Joe West, it was umpire, and Joe West is the biggest crap head in baseball. I hope he enjoys his retirement. He did a great job. I tip my hat, Hall of Famer, one of the best umpires in the game, if not the best. But he did it to me in Cleveland.
He said you called somebody else.
I called the wrong guy.
You got big league. You got big league by Joe
I got
West.
a big league, but I wish I could find him. I can eat him up because he might eat me. But what I called and I saw, I don't know, it was Polite and Bobby, and I want the big guy. Then for any reason, I make the sign, I want the big guy, because as soon as if they bring the wrong guy,
they gotta leave.
Joe Wade is going to say, no, you call him.
Yeah.
Then that's the reason I call the big guy, and
you did
that sign.
Still famous to this day.
That sign was so famous.
And people went crazy, and then I want the big guy. And again, it was Bobby's debut World Series, which I don't think that anybody felt that was like his debut. He dominated, but when he came off, this is so sad. This is why you're a winner, and I'm like halfway in baseball. I said, if we lose, at least we got to win in the World Series.
Like small victories.
Just little victories. I said, hey, if we get eliminated.
won one.
Game 2, October 23rd, World Series, is probably one of the most exciting games that I've ever been a witness of. Okay? That is a game where Paul Konerko hit a grand slam to take the lead. The Sox were down. And where Scott Pitzegna, the guy that obviously had not shown any power during the regular season, goes deep and wins. Probably one of the wildest.
And Bobby blows the game. Vizcaíno.
So there's so many moments there because. So I'm gonna kick off with talking about sign stealing and everything. This is not sign stealing. White Sox had guys that tip pitches on the Astros.
Yes,
we had a list. We had coaches, analytics.
Set it up. I remember they go get Chad Qualls.
So everybody knew in the dugout that they had 2 guys warming up.
Exactly.
And Chad Qualls. Everybody knew that PK had his pitches.
And I'll never forget, Greg Walker is sitting there, and he stands up, and he tells the Konerko, because I'm right next to my dad, and I'm like right next to the hitter, so I can see everything. They tell him, it's Qualls that's coming in. I'm getting goosebumps. PK leans over, and he tells Walker and these guys, he goes, I have his pitches. And they're like, okay. And then everybody in the dugout knows that he has his pitches. As soon as you see Paulie leans back, everyone, the whole dugout literally yelled, slider. Like the whole, this is before trash cans existed. Slider. He literally leans back. 1 pitch. Home run, grand slam. Like, I've never seen a guy execute something under that amount. And then obviously he has a statue in the stadium with that home run. But the team was prepared. And
they did their homework.
They did their homework. And the fact that they were there and everybody knew what was coming, and Paulie didn't miss it.
Bobby comes in to close.
Vizcaíno hits a base hit on left field.
Base hit.
Ties the game.
Obviously comes back. I'm in the dugout with Rowan. He actually says, Rowan and Anderson tells Pod's going to go deep. I went crazy to celebrate, whatever, and I remember turning, and I remember seeing you looking for Bobby Jenks. And I was like in my head, I'm like, why is Ozzie talking to Bobby? And they asked you in the media, and you said because he was the most important person
in that moment that you knew that you wanted to make sure that he was okay to go close again? Like,
oh yeah, because everybody was interview. I'm not looking for Bobby. I think people
Yeah.
people thought I'm gonna jump in.
Yeah.
Baseball people,
So
I'm not that
celebrate.
way.
You can celebrate.
I'm not that way. People, I don't know why they put me like.
Don't worry, I celebrated for you.
All of a sudden, I'm looking for Bobby, and look, finally I find Bobby coming to me, coming to the dog. I said,
You needed him for.
I said,
the
yeah. I
next
said, like,
games.
you okay? Yes. Are you sure? Don't worry about it. Be ready to blow another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
We need you. We're not going to win without you.
And he closed out the series.
Then
he closed out the series.
Yes, it's one important because I couldn't go to straight to Postseason and kiss him and be in the picture like.
Yeah, you weren't.
But I was straight to the guy. He need my love in that particular second. When I went in and I talked to him, I said, "You be ready because you gotta be you will blow every game at the World Series because you are our guy."
Basically, I'm so confident.
So
in you.
I remember Freddie Garcia screaming at him, "Bobby, you have a safe game and a blown in the World Series. You're official now." I knew that it was a big moment, a huge moment in White Sox history because a future manager was actually sitting 3 rows
Right
behind
behind
us. And to see Robin Ventura, jumping up and down, a guy that's hit grand slams, had great moments in the big leagues, and he was jumping up and down like he was like 5 years old. To see that excitement for the White Sox and for Ozzie, I was like, this is a great moment that we're going to obviously cherish forever. Again, we won game 2. If we don't win the World Series,
We won 2 games.
And we won 2 games, and at least we had this great moment to celebrate. And that will do it from the Guillén Cave. See you next week on Being Guillén.